Palm oil. It's cheap, it's productive, and can be found in half of all we buy. But it's a huge cause of forest and peatlands destruction, releasing significant amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, displacing communities and damaging wildlife habitats. Demand for palm oil isn't going to go away, and alternatives come with their own problems. So what can companies do to ensure that palm oil is as sustainable as possible? Over to the experts.
Companies want to be able to know where the palm oil they buy is coming from. But at this moment, it's not transparent yet. We need maps. We need a transparent tool to monitor where companies are operating and what forest and other values are under threat.
I would regulate the industry through demand-side measures in consumer countries.
But actually, I think it's regulation in the producing regions as much as in the consuming ones, which is important. But at the end of the day, it's action on the ground that's important. And I think the only way we're going to see whether one company's action is comparable to another is through some credible, tough, independent verification.
But what incentives are there for companies to certify their products?
A couple of years ago, WWF did a piece of work looking at the costs and the benefits of certification following the RSPO standard, and we found that the companies were reporting to us cost savings because they were much more efficient at managing their operations.
So where does this leave the consumer? And what are the next big challenges for the industry?
Consumers will play an important role, but mostly to put pressure on the companies. It's not about their own choices in what they buy in the supermarket, because palm oil is too much of a hidden product.
I think the next big challenge for the industry is actually dealing with its legacy of its historic bad performance.
The ability of communities to say no, they don't want a development, and for the RSPO to back them up on that would be a crucial improvement. In theory, that should already be happening.
What will the world of palm oil and forestry look like in 5 years if we really crack this?
Well, you would have some expansion of palm oil, but only in areas where no local communities have land rights and there's only degraded lands. You would have companies that have an incentive to push governments, for example in Indonesia, to put in place legislation to protect forest and peatlands. So you would have a strong alliance between companies on the one hand and civil society on the other hand to really get the local governments on board. That would be the biggest win.